these guys have a podcast called Talk to the Nerd, and you guys should check it out. And I'm gonna post a link in the description.
You gotta learn which one is which.
Yeah.
Oh, Ashura, Ephraim. Lyndon wanted me to tell you he's bringing some people into this world for us to interview. He found them interesting.
Lyndon?
Yes, any moment now we should be getting them popped in. I believe he's bringing them physically in here, so we might be careful.
That fucker's something messing with my room.
Oh, and they seem to be appearing.
Oh, hello.
What? What is it? What's going on? Ice knife.
Yeah, I mean, one of them I would say is a people, but the other one is more of a bear.
Yes, let me do something so that we can understand the bear. 1 second. Boom. There we go. Now the bear should be talking.
What? What did you do?
I'm gonna. Oh God! What? My tongue's never done this before.
What?
Bear?
What did you do to? What did you do to my bear?
For the time that you're here, the bear will be able to talk. Let us introduce ourselves now that we can understand the bear as well. I am Rue.
I'm Ephraim.
And I'm Ashura.
What are your names?
Raw.
I am Ragren. Ragren Postill.
I think I'm Roar.
Rawr.
Your name is Grom.
Grom. Oh, yes.
I think it's going to take him a second to adjust.
Yes. While you're here in our realm, you'll be able to talk, Grom.
Okay, I'm not. Okay.
You good there, Grom?
I didn't know I could do this with my tongue against my teeth, and it's really weird.
Yeah, it takes some time to get used to. I know.
Huh? You're telling me?
Yes.
So you're not enemies.
No.
You're not here to fight.
No.
Okay.
They still look yummy.
Please.
I could bite one and see.
Please don't bite any of us. The dragons would probably take offense, and I'm a plant. I don't think you want to eat me, because I might be poisonous.
If you want to give it a shot, you're more than welcome, but you might pierce a tooth.
Wait, you're a plant. Do you have berries on you?
No, I'm not a fruitful plant. I'm a carnivorous plant.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm good.
But yes, a friend of mine had been watching your exploits with some interest and asked us to interview you. So he pulled you into our realm so that you could be interviewed. I hope you don't mind answering a few questions for us.
Interview.
Yeah.
I see. I think that would be okay.
Ah, great.
Okay, but I'm really hungry.
Oh, let me get the kobolds to bring some food for you.
Kobolds?
Yes.
What do you usually eat?
Kobolds?
Except for kobolds, what do you usually eat?
Oh. Fish. Lot of fish.
We have a stream out back. I'm sure that we'd be able to find you some. Just, all I ask is that you don't eat the cats.
Okay.
Jeremy, could you bring some fish for our bear friend here? And maybe some food for the rest of us? And maybe some tea and water? Thank you.
A little bit of cat food, too. I've got one with me right now.
Oh, I thought that... Never mind. I thought you had magic hair, but then it moved from that spot to there, and I got really confused.
May I ask how a lizardman and a bear came to befriend each other?
Yeah, that's a bit of a rare combination.
I suppose it would be. I was leaving my island home, and I ran into my friend Bara, who is
Bara.
A sea captain.
Bara.
Yes, Grom. Bara, who is Grom's master.
I love Bara.
We found Grom in the woods. He attacked us at first. And some persuasiveness on the side of Bara and some punishment on the side of maybe myself. Grom was persuaded to not eat us.
You have to give him fish in return.
Fish is an easy trade-off.
It was enough at the time.
He doesn't eat us. We give him food. He helps us. It's a win-win for everybody.
Can you tell us a bit more about Bara and any other adventuring companions you had, like how you met them? And
Of course.
thank you.
So, my home is an island of lizard people like myself. We exist in war within one another. Due to some sad circumstances, I was forced to leave my home. And as I was fleeing and leaving the island, I ran into Bara. He is a ship captain, as I mentioned, and he happened to be on shore at the place where I was leaving. So I jumped aboard his boat and we sailed off. We actually sailed around for a short period of time, adventuring, fighting some battles. And then we ended up on the mainland where the king himself hired us to do a job. So we traveled together is where we met Grom. And we ended up in a village of small town village, if you would. And then we met our friend Tina. She was a tiefling among humans, which
Tina
is minorly unusual for the area, but she was orphaned and taken in by one of their spellcasters in the small village.
She's very, very, very powerful.
She is, yes. She became friends with us, and we took her along with us and sort of, I don't know, adopted her into our group fairly quickly. And, well, the rest is now, as you would say.
Hey, where are we?
Oh yes, I forgot to tell you. You're in a different world than your normal one. You're in the realm of forgotten memories and dreams.
Most likely the reason why you probably haven't had this kind of fish before.
Oh, I mean, it is really good fish, though.
It's one of the fish that have been forgotten by time. Most things that end up forgotten end up here.
It must have been forgotten because I would never forget this.
I'm glad to hear, my bear friend. Now, may I ask, you said Bara was a captain, right?
Yes, he was.
What's the name of their ship?
The Leviathan. It was a small two-mast ship, but he was a good captain and he had a good crew of sailors to go with him. He inherited it from his father. See, Bara was actually a fish person. He was very resembling of a barracuda, the large fish with the large mouths. And his father was a shark man who sailed the seas many years ago, and he inherited the ship from his father before him. He became quite renowned as a pirate of sorts, traveler, maybe a bit of a smuggler, but he was just searching for his way to make a mark in the world after his mother's death.
And did you say that you were contracted by a king?
Yes, we were. We're hired to do a job that most adventurers just couldn't. Our first mission was actually to track down and find a particular wizard who was an eccentric of sorts. He was strong, but a little crazy. Nobody was quite sure what to do with him.
He was weird.
He was. But we had to hunt him down and procure his services for the king. And also investigate a series of deaths, murders, disappearances. People were disappearing, specific people, for unknown reasons and never being seen again, or others being killed outright in pursuit of a specific person or individual. For example, there was a dwarf that went missing and was just never seen. But then there was a group of halflings, and then one of the halflings went missing. The others ended up dead. So we were sent to investigate and figure out if we could stop these events from happening.
And did you find this wizard?
We did. Yes. As you mentioned, he was a bit peculiar. He had a very unique way of thinking. He would rather test his spells on you rather than ask you questions. Thankfully, none of them were particularly lethal, but he had a knack for shooting first, asking questions later.
Did you find the missing people?
We did find them. Unfortunately, we found out that they were hostages and victims of a cult of sorts. They were looking to, best as we can figure, they're attempting to revive a great and terrible evil whose entire purpose was to destroy reality as we know it.
No more fish. I can't live with no fish.
Yes, Grom. Along one of the sites, we found the body of one of them, and unfortunately were unable to rescue them, but we were able to procure and capture one of their high priests. He had a book with him that contains secrets of power and this great evil, or this great power that was seeking to destroy.
Did you find out why they wanted to destroy the world?
It really was not clear. There was a very... We hunted them down, and they either didn't talk or couldn't talk. So we did track them down to across the mountains, but unfortunately we weren't able to pursue them much further, which is where we were when we were pulled in here.
Ooh, your friend Lyndon has terrible timing.
Yes, he always has.
Is Lyndon responsible for the fish here? Because I'm happy to be here.
No, Lyndon is not responsible for that. They are responsible for us bringing you here. Well, actually, they brought you here, but tomato, tomato. Lyndon is a god who likes to watch other people's realms. I'm surprised that they took such a weird timing to bring you here. Maybe not. But, I've had a question that, I was meaning to ask when you were still talking about your party members, but is there any romantic interest in, your friend Tina?
No. No. Of course not. No, why would there... No.
You gave her a ring.
A ring of protection?
Uh-huh.
It was a ring of protection.
Uh-huh.
It was an enchanted ring that I had made to protect her. I was not... No. No.
You know, I can't talk to you guys, but I do watch you guys.
No, we are not... No romantic whatsoever. No,
Tina may be purple,
more
but...
like this.
No, listen. Tina may be purple, but you turned her red.
Oh my.
No, not intentionally.
Look, I just call it as I see it. That's what I saw. Okay, I'm going to go back to my fish.
No,
I could get used to this talking thing. This is fun.
Yes, well, it's certainly more interesting for me as well. No, Tina was young. She was barely an adult when we first met her, and I had been betrayed. And so romantic feelings were never in my mind towards her.
They are now.
Well, now you have me thinking about it, but not... No.
Mm-hmm.
No?
You seem a bit flustered. Maybe there are some feelings there.
If fluster means
No,
you're talking like you've got fish stuck in your teeth, then yes, this is very flustered.
I merely wish to protect her. I would want no ill to come to her. She is precious, important. But I don't think there's anything more than that.
We'll see come the future.
Well, I will have to watch your world and see how that comes out.
Yeah, Rue likes to spy on other worlds' romantic dramas.
It is quite interesting since I have no romantic ties anywhere to see other people's romantic ties, so.
I mean, we got rid of the TV ever since the Eurovision incident, so it's gotta get his kick somehow.
But to me, a romance is simple. You just hand over some gold, and then you're basically together.
That's something else, my friend. That is something else entirely.
I was about to say, that sounds a lot more complicated than what us bears do. I see a bear, I say roar, and they say roar, and then we go and,
No, if you merge your hoard of gold with another's hoard of gold, you know that it's serious.
That's not what I'm merging.
Don't know why,
No.
but that made me laugh.
Tomato.
It's tomato.
Rue, one of them is wrong.
I know.
Both
but
of them can't be right. Tomato.
The phrase is tomato because
No,
even though one is wrong, they're the same thing. It's just a different way of saying it.
yeah, but you're
You
always
really
saying it wrong then.
You need to read the book. You need to
Tomato,
read the books
tomato,
we
or
gave you.
tomato.
Rue, in all honesty, I wonder at this point if Ephraim can read.
You know, I am starting to wonder that as well.
Wait, what's reading?
You know how things are written on paper?
Grom, don't even worry about it.
But they can read. I want to read.
I'm sure you can be taught to read.
And I want to know what a tomato is.
Oh, we've got a few of those, but I don't think they're good for bears.
Uh,
They're a type of berry.
ooh.
Are they a berry? I thought they were a fruit.
It's hard. Aren't berries fruits?
Well, they're a specific type of fruit, I believe, but I think tomatoes are a fruit of a vegetable.
I feel like this is something that's going to blow up in the comments.
I don't know what these comments are, but
I know that humans love them. It's like their base food. They go wild over tomatoes.
quite a few of them do, yeah. Grom doesn't seem like a normal bear. They seem special. Can you tell me why that is?
Because I'm a bear. I'm a very special bear. I give the name. I'm in a party and I eat lots of fish.
Well, you see, after being tamed and cared for by Bara, Grom was actually named after and blessed by the god Grom. He's a god of the earth.
Oh, is that weird feeling that I got like months ago?
Yes, it is.
I thought I ate an old fish, and it went through my system really bad.
Well, it was a very special and very powerful fish, if it was that. He was given extra power by the god Grom.
So Grom is named after Grom?
Yes, Grom is the god of the earth who serves those who
I am.
serve themselves. And so he was named after Grom, the god.
Wait.
The bear was named after the god.
Oh, I'm not a god. Oh, okay.
No, buddy, you're not a god. You're still a bear.
Not yet.
You're still special.
Ooh. I'll save one of these fishes for you.
Yes. Normally I'd be able to tell if it was a connection to a god. My powers must be failing me today. I also was wondering, if you were able to become a god, what kind of god would you want to be? Both of you, in this case.
Oh, very big, very furry god, and I'll make sure everyone gets fish every day. And I will have all the bears at my paws.
Perhaps a god of plentiful rivers.
I'll be god of fish and bears and fish and bears.
What about fish and bears?
Ah, yes, even better. I cannot say I've ever thought about being a god. I never particularly served gods, but I suppose that if I was required to think about it, I would wish to be a just god who protects those who need it. I've done my own best to try to protect people when I can, but it is something that the gods do not often do. do not often try to do, from my experience at least.
I'll help you when I'm a god.
I believe you would, Grom. I do believe that.
Can I ask, how did you go about getting Grom the God's favor?
We were adventuring together for some time, and the way that Grom the God's favor works is you have to earn it for yourself. You have to work and show your effort, show your will. And Bara and I, and by effort, Grom as well, our bear, were incited into some conflicts that required us to exhibit a lot of fighting and a lot of will to win it. One such event was we were coming back from one of the king's summons back towards Bara's ship, and we were shocked to find it ablaze. Someone was fighting our crew on the ship and were attempting to burn the ship itself, and we had to stop them from doing so. We found an individual who'd been plaguing us for quite some time aboard this ship. He was one who had slew Bara's mother in the past. And so we had to stop this individual, and in doing so, I believe in that conflict, we showed enough ingenuity and enough will to earn the blessing of Grom.
I almost lost a really good friend that night.
We all almost did.
What happened?
Well, you see, it is a complicated story with twists and turns, but I'll do my best to recount it for you. We were rushing to the ship, and we began combat with these drow warriors, and this particular drow warrior that we did not know his name, but we knew his visage. And so we were fighting him, and the conflict turned sour quickly. And in an effort to turn the tide, Bara took a particularly strong potion that he had of levitation, and instead of drinking it for himself, he thrust it upon the deck of the ship, causing the entire ship to rise into the air. And only because it was moored to the dock did it turn upside down, dumping both my captain and his crew into the water, as well as all of our enemies. I myself managed to land on the dock in time to see the drow warrior that we knew as the commander of this group headed towards the shore, so I pursued him. Grom, Tina, and Bara all ended in the water. What we did not know at the time is that Tina couldn't swim. Myself, in my blind rage, ran away from her and the troubles that I did not see and ran straight for combat. We rushed into a bloody conflict that, honestly, looking back, I should not have won, should not have come back alive. He was stronger than me, and I would say luck was on my side.
I just wanted to eat him.
Yes. Grom came to my aid, and we fought, and behind us, Tina was in the water, lost into the haze of the gore of battle and the murkiness and darkness of the water. Eventually, Bara was able to find her, but she wasn't breathing. She was laying on the dock unconscious, and Bara called my name, and I turned to see the unconscious form of Tina on the dock, and I knew that I had to leave this conflict. It was hard because I knew that this man was the one who killed Bara's mother, his family, and left him alone. I knew that I had to stop him, and I knew that Bara would want him dead, but Tina was more important, so I left.
It's okay.
As I did, Grom took over.
I got him good.
Yeah, you did, buddy. You got him real good.
I felt that same feeling you were talking about, like when I had that really bad fish and it came over me. And I dug my claws into him and ended him.
Did you manage to save Tina?
Yes, barely. With one small amount of medical knowledge that I had, I was able to revive her and bring her back. We all cried that night, but she was alive.
She didn't talk for a little bit after that.
I don't think any of us talked for a while after that.
Well, I didn't because I don't talk. I do now.
Unfortunately, it won't be forever.
Aww.
It's okay, buddy. I think I'll understand you.
So, what are your goals after this big, great evil thing that the cultists are trying to summon? After you've defeated them, what's your plan? What's your future?
Well, Bara and I actually founded a city in the name of his mother in the site of the village he once owned, or they once lived in. And the king gave it to us as a reward for some of our larger exploits. So we founded a city, and I will return to the small town that we started and foster more growth there. We've collected a band of people who have lived there now from all over the kingdom, of people who were outcast or people who had nowhere else to live or affected by the cult.
Lots of people.
We brought them together.
Orcs, tieflings, humans, wood elves.
And even a bear.
Oh, really? Oh, wait, me. Right, gotcha.
Yeah, yes, Grom.
I mean, what town wouldn't be complete without a bear?
I'll probably settle back down there and help the town to grow and just...
With Tina?
I don't know. No, Tina can choose whichever path she picks. I will not tie her down or not ask her to stay.
Oh, no, I meant with Tina.
No, I don't know. If she chooses to stay in the village, that's up to her.
No. I mean, with Tina.
Did you have any other questions that you wanted to ask?
Yes, did have another question. And so, the big bad that Grom here helped you defeat, were there any other big bads that you were able to defeat, or maybe some battles that you saw, well, to be a bit easier than you initially thought?
Well, if you haven't gathered it already, Bara can be quite resourceful when it comes to his use of potions or other magical effects. And there was one such battle where we were chasing down another member of this cult, a wizard who was... I've dabbled in magic. I've learned pieces of magic, and I've been taught many things, and Tina is also quite strong in the magical art, but none of us had come anywhere close to this man's power. Bara is unique and has a unique way of thinking, and grabbed one of his potions and threw it upon this magician's head, and it transformed him quite quickly into a rock.
A rock?
Yes. As unbelievable as that may be, from all appearances, looked like no other normal rock. But it was this wizard.
Was there any muffled screaming coming from the rock?
We shoved it into our bags.
Ragren, I couldn't say this, but the rock tried to say something when no one was looking. It did try to jump out of your knapsack.
How does a rock jump?
How does the fish fly?
Fish fly?
In some realms.
How do you pronounce tomato?
Okay.
Well, that was definitely news to me, but we took it back to the king and turned in a rock. From there, he did what he did.
Did he ever turn back?
No, although we did have cultist attack once. We had to squirrel away the rock and put it in a very deep vault to make sure that they were not able to get to it again. They were close, but somehow I managed to take and hide this stone. I used a invisibility spell of sorts on it, a hidden spell that I had, and they were not able to find it.
Oh, yeah.
We stopped them from getting the wizard back. Then the king locked it very, very, very deep into a very deep hole that I am not sure exactly where that hole is.
I did have a quick question for Grom. Grom,
Huh?
since you're now able to speak, do you have anything that you wanted to say to your cohort here that you haven't been able to?
Oh, that fish you gave me last week was disgusting. I don't know what you put on it, where you got it. It was awful. I just wanted you to know.
I am sorry my cooking was not up to par. Bara typically has done your cooking, so I guess I just took a stab at it, and so I will do better.
No. You know, I did want to ask how I'm really confused right now. Bara's a fish. His crewmates are fish. I've never thought about eating them, but also I've never had my food talk to me.
I can imagine that would be quite confusing. Yes, Bara and his crew are half fish, half man of sorts. They look like that anyway.
It's really weird.
Has that ever come into play before? Has that been advantageous?
Extremely advantageous.
Yeah. I mean, Bara's using me to scare his crewmates into doing what he wants them to do.
You make it sound worse than it is.
I meant more of being fish.
Oh.
In the battle we actually mentioned when the ship was turned upside down and all of the crewmates were dumped into the water, they made very quick work. Have you ever seen piranhas?
Yes, those things are terrifying.
Imagine that on a human-sized scale happening to a bunch of enemies. It was like that.
I'm a bear, and it was hard to watch.
There's a reason he was quite effective as a captain. Bar was very good at what he did.
Wait, they eat fish. Does that make them cannibals?
No.
I think it depends on the type of fish.
Okay.
I guess it would, wouldn't it? That is a good question. I don't think so, but I guess it just depends on your perspective.
My perspective is they're a bunch of fish.
I have a couple of questions, though they're more geared towards our friend Ragren. Oh, first off, what is your favorite kind of pie?
My mother used to make an absolutely delicious blueberry pie that just the aroma of the blueberries, and I swear she mixed something in there and I've never found out what it was. Just electrified the senses. It was something that just exhilarated to smell and even better to taste.
Very good. And my final question is, have you heard of milkshakes?
Milkshakes.
Yes.
Is that when you take a cow and you shake it violently? Because that sounds like a lot of fun.
No, it's not shaking a cow violently.
I have never heard of this milkshake. I mean, I picture milk in a glass and you shaking it, but I don't imagine why you would want to do that.
Yes,
Weird.
it is made using milk, frozen milk that has been sweetened. I believe that's called ice cream. And then flavorings. And then you mix it together. It's supposedly delicious. I haven't got to try it, but I keep asking everybody because one day somebody's going to be like, "Oh, I can make you one right now."
I do specialize in several cold spells. I could always give it a try.
Sadly, we don't really have the ingredients on hand to make any of that stuff, so...
Huh.
Partially because these two don't like milk.
Maybe next time.
Or at least if they do like milk, they don't let me know it. And then they drink it all themselves.
If we let you know it, you'd be taking it all.
Fair, fair.
Avram, hide the milk. Hide the milk.
I'm hiding the cows as well, just to be safe.
You have cows?
Yes. Well, we had a cow last time I was told. Now it seems we have multiple, but they're probably for making milk and cheeses for the kobolds, and I suppose these two as well, since they're hiding things from me now.
We took a cow and we shook it violently, and more cows came out.
Oh.
Good. He thinks it's just now we've been hiding things from him.
You've just given my bear a terrible idea. I'm going to have to keep him away from the pastures for quite a long time.
You can't get me away from shit.
May I ask you a question?
Sure.
What is it that you do here? because this place is fantastic. It's beyond incredible, and you seem to hold more power than, well, a lot of beings, and even maybe even a king.
Ragren, they give you fish and make you talk. That's what they do.
That's actually a pretty accurate statement. We give people food and drinks and ask them to tell us a bit about their past, so that way somebody remembers them, so that they don't automatically go to the land of the forgotten.
Huh.
This is a second chance place, where, like I said, many things that have been forgotten end up here. And now that includes people, places, things, and animals. Sadly, possibly you two at some point. But it's a place that we hold dear and a place that we wish to protect. My story's a long one, so I don't go too far into it. I've seen many a wars and I've seen many a fights. I've seen few too many things to count. But we try to protect this world as much as possible, and if bringing in some memories of a couple of heroes as of yourselves can help protect the land, why not give it a go?
If we cannot stop this evil from happening, then maybe we'll need your protection of sorts, your watchful eye, your stories.
We'd be more than happy to share them.
And some fish.
But until that time comes, I believe this is adieu. And until then, have a good awakening.